So here we are, we're downtown now. Whilst we was having a cup of coffee, it was decided that my filming is crap. So I've taken her over now, just to go down here. You see them open drains, look, she take no notice of them, which is lovely. The reason I mention them open drains, sometimes they work the same as a toilet, you know, so when you flush the toilet, it goes down, goes up a bend and it drops. But some of these, you might have experienced this, you stand by one of them drains out in the open, they manholes, and you can hear water running, or, you know, water, because it might be in a tumble, so the noise comes back up. But so sometimes when all sees that, it's a good thing to keep that in mind. I'm not saying that but you've just got to think that in mind, because you think, well, you've just gone over one of them back there, and now you don't want to go over this one. But sometimes if you look at the actual drainage system underneath, there could be a big pipe taking all the water away, and although it's not raining today, you know, the next day, or you've got a rainy day, then the next day, and the water's still moving. And sometimes they have, I don't know what the correct name is, but it's like a tumble pit. So it'll come out of a pipe and drop 20, 30 foot. Obviously, the reason for that is, I've asked lads that do drain, you know, big drainage for roadways and stuff. What they say is the pipe will come along and it will drop directly down into a pit, because if you've got a pipe running on a gradual slope and the slope's too great, as it goes down it acts like a vacuum and sucks all the gullies dry. Yeah, pulls the water out of the gully, so like pulling the water out of your actual toilet, because the pressure in the pipe outside is like a vacuum and sucking it out. So that's why they have these tumble pits. Well, I think that's the right name for them. I'll stand corrected, because I know. But so you could come to one of these type things and they could hear something that you would never hear. So this is lovely, a great big arctic coming by the side of her, you know, and that's like beautiful, isn't it? Really nice. But she just copes happily. And that's what we want to do here at Allstrawn. Make them, you know, safe and confident. You know, safe, confident and happy in any sphere of harness work, whatever they do, in other words. Yeah, come on, baby. So these lads here dressed up bright like that. All right, boys? All right, there you go. That's absolutely lovely. You know, that's an extremely bright outfit, isn't it? And reflective. And she takes no notice, took no notice of the great big truck. And bear in mind, motorbike there making a funny noise. Come on, baby. Bear in mind that we brought her in, I think it's 4 miles to that point. I'm sure it's 4 miles to that point where we stopped for the coffee. Pretty flat, really, all the way in. Come on, babe. Go on, get up. Pretty flat all the way in. And you can see the way she's coping is lovely. So I'm not, you know, I'm proud, not proud, that's the wrong word, pride before a fall, but I'm very pleased with what we've done with her, preparing her for this maiden voyage down into town. Because what we've done at home has prepared her nicely to cope with this, yeah? So she's only got a rubber bit in her mouth. That's all any of them have, is a rubber bit. I'm going to pull into this lay-by here. Come on. Come on, baby. Got a big old truck coming past here now. It'll be nice and close. Rattly bottles, you won't hear that. Whoa, stand still, dog. You won't hear that noise. And it annoys me, really, that you don't hear it as the viewer of these films, but the mic is not strong enough to pick up the surround sound. But as that went past, it's making a funny noise as the bottles on there, you know, oxygen bottles, whatever else it's carrying, they're tapping each other or tapping the frame that's holding them. And it is quite a noise. And you'll get another horse come down, and one of them will come past and you'll see it move right away. You know, it's like, oh dear, it's frightening to them. You see these great big Arctics whizzing, oh, not whizzing past, are they? But they're going past, and she's standing there quiet. And what they want to be, if we're going to bring them into our world and ask them to do this sort of thing, yeah? And if you say to me, oh well, I would never take my horse downtown, no, lovely. But on a country road, you can see virtually anything that you will see downtown. Now, if you said to me, well, outside our place, for instance, it's a country lane, no two ways about it. Come up there. Come up, babe. Walk up. Whoa, stand still, darling. So, right outside our front gate, it's a country lane. But this time of year, well, in about a month now, roughly speaking, maybe around that sort of time, there'll be Arctics. There'll be flatbed Arctics going along. There'll be picking up the straw off the fields after the crop's gathered. There'll be the grain Arctics, great big grain Arctics. Now, see that was lovely, you must have heard that. So there's a little bit of divot in the road there, and it's made the back doors and the lifting gear on the back of that lorry, you know, the lifting platform on the back of it, to make a noise. But it is a shame, what to say, because you don't really get it. So when people say to me, well, I would never drive horse down in the town, well, it's a silly thing, not a silly thing to say, but my point is that whatever you see on this road, we will see outside of our gate. If you run a film running for a year and just look what goes past, yeah, and that's just, in some places, if you had two transit vans, that type, or two of them, especially two of them delivery ones, you know, like Sainsbury's or Tesco's, and they meet one another, they barely get past, yeah? They've got to find a place where the road's a little bit wider to accommodate them, you know, and like that, yeah? So she's standing there lovely and quiet, she's content. What more do we want? What more are we entitled to ask for? But if we're going to bring them on the public highway, you've got to make them, your goal has got to be to get them safe, confident and happy. Now she's happy standing here with this big traffic going by. That's it. That's lovely. Absolutely lovely. You saw her back there. I think, I don't know whether I've got it on, or whether this camera here, this automatic camera thing, will pick it up, but we pull up outside Greg's to get a cup of coffee and give her a drink and everything like that, she see herself, she see her reflection in the glass and jump, and then she could cope with that all right. We moved up a bit and everything's all right, and then the door opened, or the man opened the door going into Greg's, she jumped again. You know, like, it's crazy when you think there's great big Arctics going past here, coming towards her, motorbikes, everything like that. Great big moving articles, aren't they, on the road? And she takes, well, virtually no notice whatsoever. Obviously she's aware of what's going on, but it's not a massive thing in her life. The other thing we've got at the minute, which is, you know, takes, with all due respect, takes a bit of skill to do, and that is, well, when we're coming along, she's got the side of the road, the hedge, a little tiny bit of verge, or a big verge, and we're up a country lane. She got no interest in that. So her head will be over to the right, to the offside, looking at anything that's going on. Now, is that wrong? Well, it's no good because she's not concentrating on what she's doing and looking forward. But when we was coming through the valley there, you can see her head, you know, she's having to be corrected. Now, if you're not careful, you can ruin all, not ruin all, but yeah, you can actually ruin all on the long range. If you have to keep correcting it to the left, right? So what we try to do, and obviously years of experience helps, is we put a little bit of pressure and then release as soon as possible on the near side rein. So that's keeping her to the curb basically, yeah, where we want her to go. But as I say, she's got no interest in this side of the road. Everything that's happening, and I've just proved to you that she's certainly not afraid of it, is she? But she's interested, nosy, wants to have a look. And if you had, I can't, not that I don't want to show you, but I can't, to prove a point, if there was something going on, like someone was, I don't know, digging the road up, and there was roadworks on that side of the road, if you let her to her own devices, she would stop, have a look at it, and then she'd cross over and get closer and closer to just see what's going on. Which in one way you don't want to stop, do you? Because an inquisitive mind is a very good thing, you know, because that gets them through or helps to get them through the arena. It helps to going in the river. It helps when they go and stand on the motorway bridge and look down at the traffic. That all helps because they're inquisitive, and although they think, oh God, what's that? But they go and have a look. So that's something you don't want to take away from them, do you? But you see, like now, look, she's looking at a magpie over there. Can you see? She's looking at that bird. And also, watch her ear, look. She's saying, Dad, this is what this horse is actually saying, right? I believe. I've got no way of proving it. I can only say to you. So when you watch this film, when that magpie lands there, she keeps one ear on it and keeps coming back to me to say, Dad, have you seen this? Is this all right? Is it going to hurt me? What's it going to do? Yeah? But look at it. Really concentrating on that bird. Which, what I'm saying to you, like you say, well, Christ, she's seen of course she's seen birds before. They'd be in her field, wouldn't they? Land probably sat on her back. But that's there, and she thinks, I don't know whether that should be there. What is it? You know, what's it doing? I'm still looking at it now. Look, the reins are slack. I'm not keeping her head down. Right? But every now and again, her ear will come back. See what I'm saying? She'll keep one ear on it. Forget about the traffic noise, right? She'll keep one ear on it. Like that. So there, never moved her ears at all with the traffic. Yeah? Even that great big truck, you know. But when she first saw it, she's putting her ear back to me, saying, have you seen this? Now, the more she looks at it, the more she'll decide, oh, that's just one of them birds, you know, and she'll be happy with it. But the concentration that bird is demanding of her, look. So there it goes up there. Right. Now if you look back and check, it's gone. Oh, well, what was that then? You know? But how long she kept her head there. They're the sort of things that fascinate me and how you learn about horses. You know, you've got to have the patience of a saint, and you have got to have patience. And if we're going to bring them into this world and ask them to do anything, and when people say to me, as I just said, well, I'll never take them downtown, it's not a downtown. You can see that Arctic coming past our place. At the end of the road is Bedmax, where they make the bedding. Well, a lot of them poor lorry drivers, because the sign is, the only sign they can put up is a small sign because of the council won't let them put up a big sign. You get loads of lorries. I mean, seriously, I bet you get 2 to 3 a week that overshoot it, come up through, come past our place. They'll stop, especially if they see horses, you know, being harnessed up or just coming out or just going in the gate. They'll stop and they say, "Where's Bedmax? It's supposed to be right here, you know." And I'll say, "You've come past it." And then they've got to go down to the school car park and turn round, because that's the only place they can turn round with an Arctic. I mean, seriously, you couldn't go down and turn left. Now, see, same thing. Little cat just gone down there, right? So straight on that, but see. So the ear coming back now. Look, have you seen? There's no traffic, is there? But the ear coming back saying, "Dad, what's this? Is it all right? You sure it's all right?" So you've got to try and understand them. This is I get quite passionate about it even after all these years, because obviously I've learned, but there's so much more to learn. So we're going to go on now. Walk on, baby. Come on. Come on. Walk. Lovely. Go on, my baby. Hey. Come on, darling. Come over there. Come on in. Come on. Come on, babe. Trot. Trot.